Drivers, you ready?
The nerves.
On 3.
The focus.
Let's take it to the bottom.
The last-minute advice.
Go get him, rookie.
There's nothing quite like
1,
the Soap
2,
Box
3.
Derby.
And they're off.
25 racers, boys and girls.
This is our annual St. Louis JC Soapbox Derby. So basically it's gravity, it's how well you aligned your wheels, how well you built your car.
Where else in St. Louis but on the hill?
That's why we call it a thrill on the hill.
One soapboxer, though, is in a much more important race. That would be the one for his life.
Roman Davis driving the Rainbows for Kids Soapbox Derby car.
Meet 8-year-old Roman Davis.
I had cancer.
A very rare form of cancer. It almost took his life. His mother watched helplessly as her son went through 364 days of treatment.
Chemotherapy and radiation, and got really sick, but he made it.
Not only did he make it,
stay straight and hit the brake once you cross the line, all right?
He discovered he had a big cheering section along the way.
Go get him, bud.
In fact, many of his friends, also fighting cancer,
come on, Roman,
came to watch this little miracle on wheels.
He's got a lead.
Win.
It's kind of like the racers at the top of the hill that get pushed off, and there's no turning back. You get pushed off, and with the positive support and cheering on like we're cheering and all the support that you get from your friends and family, you can make it to the finish line.
He wins it big.
Who better to win the Soapbox Derby race in an Italian neighborhood than a boy named Roman? Victor Ojeda, WB11 News.
The son of a woman who lives right across the street from the suspect says it all began with a vehicle engulfed in flames.
For some reason, he put the vehicle in, someone put the vehicle that was on fire in her driveway. So when the fire department came there, they went to that address, of course, and they responded to that address.
Firefighter Ryan Hummert was one of the first ones there. He was shot and killed as he arrived on the scene. Then the 2 officers were wounded.
That is something that is unforgivable in our neighborhood.
Police immediately tried to move nearby residents to safety, including McCrary's mom.
When the police came, they got her out of the back. They had her come out the back, had her stay low, and got her out of the back.
The mayor says the effort to remove residents in that danger zone was amazing, including an effort by one of the wounded officers.
Even while he was shot, he was pulling people out of the way. Even while blood was coming out of his chest, he was trying to pull people to safety.
Several area municipalities sent crews to Maplewood to assist, along with help from St. Louis City and the FBI.
Tons of law enforcement and fire people.
Eventually, the suspect's house burned to the ground. Police say a house next door is damaged as well. Nearby residents were eventually allowed back into their homes, but they still have questions about why this tragedy happened. Jeff Bernthal, CW11 News.
This little horse is the great-grandson of Elvis Presley's horse.
Terry Gardner is most at home when she's surrounded by her horses.
That horse needs brush pretty bad, doesn't he?
Even though she could also say they are a pain in her back.
Yeah, he's a pig.
Or at least the cause of the pain in her back. She was thrown from a horse 5 years ago, causing slow but steady and seemingly irreparable spinal cord damage. It got so bad, she lost muscle control of her bladder and bowel. An embarrassing problem, but that wasn't all. She was losing sensation in her legs, too.
They just say it's nerve damage. They can't really put their finger on anything other than I've had some horse accidents and didn't fare too well from them.
But thanks to research inspired by the late Christopher Reeve, there is new hope for spinal cord patients. This hospital in Jacksonville, Florida, is one of only 2 places in the world offering a surgery that helps regain muscle control. It's called InterStim, computers placed near the spine that act as nerves, stimulating the muscles. Terry is one of the first patients in the country to get them, and it's working.
This is an electrical stimulating device that is implanted not in the spine, but below the spine to the nerves that control the pelvic floor.
The experimental treatment means several hospital visits, and flying from southern Missouri to Jacksonville isn't cheap. They are selling their horse ranch and taking out loans to pay for all of it. But when a St. Louis-based group heard her story, they wanted to help.
She was going to be paralyzed, of course, from this from this fall that injured her spinal cord.
But there's an experimental program in Jacksonville, Florida, where she may walk again in a normal way, and that's the purpose of this trip.
Bravo Papa Kilo Airport as filed. Maintain 2,500.
Wings of Hope is an international organization that flies medical missions around the world.
39 countries. It's a lot of places.
All with volunteer pilots, logging thousands of miles a week.
If we are able, we need to reach out and extend that hand of human kindness.
And when that hand was offered to Terry, it was just the miracle she needed.
I called my husband and I said, I'm crying. He said, I hope it's tears of joy. I said, it is.
126.5.
From St. Louis, the Wings of Hope plane landed in Mountain Home, Arkansas, a 30-minute drive from Terry's home. With a send-off from friends and family,
Tim, I need you smiling too.
the Wings of Hope pilots wasted little time on the ground.
Locked.
Within minutes, Terry and her husband were bound for Jacksonville.
93, flighting 230, descend at your discretion, maintain.
For Wings of Hope, this is one of their longer flights, 651 miles to Florida. A small plane like this, it's going to take 7 hours.
Wings of Hope survives on volunteer pilots. In fact, these two, Frank Almeter and Phil McClurg, have been flying for more than 75 years combined. And they're busy. Wings of Hope will fly 2 missions a day out of St. Louis.
This particular aircraft that we have here at our base carries more patients than any ground ambulance in the state of Missouri.
And they have 139 air bases on every continent except Antarctica. The mission is simple, helping patients like Terry get the medical treatment they need, no matter where it is. Victor Ojeda, WB11 News.
Workhorse might be the best word to describe Lafayette pitcher Megan Lamberth, with numbers like 21 wins, over 160 innings pitched, and 19 complete games.
It's another day I'm playing softball, and I love playing the sport, so I just take it, it's really fun for me, and I love taking on the challenge of trying to beat the batter, because that's what I try to do every single time.
If we were playing baseball, she's a millionaire instantly as soon as she graduates high school. She's that highly recruited.
She has the ball every pitch, so she gets in the zone every game.
The Northwestern University recruit's ERA is a stingy .39, making her a powerful weapon in a potential Class 4 state softball repeat.
I know that she's a big game player, and when she goes out on the mound, she wants somebody, she's going to go get it.
Meg's a real hard worker. She competes at the highest level. She deserves every opportunity that she gets.
But it's not just all about the arm with senior Megan Lamberth. With a .482 batting average and 5 home runs on the year, she's got a heck of a stick that goes along with that pitching arm.
I love hitting because it takes all the stress of pitching, but I just did in that inning, and now I just get to come and have fun.
Just as many offensive records have been broken by Megan as well as pitching records.
Megan's quick to give all the credit to the defense behind her, leading her to believe that the Lancers can win it all again.
My defense is even better than last year, I haven't had as much strikeouts, and that's really shown how they're still not scoring runs, even though I'm not striking out everybody.
Reporting from Kirkwood High School softball field, Kurt LaBelle, CW11 Sports. After 6 years of music school, Tom Bills had a goal of playing the guitar.
I was practicing, 4 hours or more a night and just working, and I was doing well.
That's when he broke his hand. The injury would keep him from playing.
The bone twisted like this as it broke instead of just snapping. When it snaps like this, they can set it back together pretty easily. But when it twists, there's no way to hold the bones together.
Making guitars was possible. He focused on carving and bending wood instead of playing. That's when his friends prayed for a miracle.
And so they all laid hands on and prayed that my hand would be healed.
1 week later, Tom went to the doctor.
And they said, all the scar tissue is completely gone and you don't have to come back anymore.
Tom could definitely build guitars, and so he has. How good are they?
This is an excellent guitar.
This Tom Bills sells for $8,000 at Fazios Frets and Friends in Manchester.
What really makes this guitar sound so good is the positioning of the sound hole and the type of bracing Tom's using. It allows the top to move quite evenly and produce excellent bass tone.
Tom's unique design even caught the attention of a friend of guitar legend Carlos Santana. That friend has asked Tom to build this guitar for Santana.
He's having this guitar made in hopes of to really knock his socks off, something really unique and special and beautiful for him.